Hi there. So yeah, quick video. I was finally replying to emails and comments, and one of my new viewers, or subscribers, Selma Billy Ray, she was writing about her experience and asked a question that really inspired me for this video. So thank you for inspiration. I really appreciate it. And basically today, all I want to talk about is these false messages from, I guess, New Age movement, or however, when we start learning and getting better, and all these false information things that will keep people sort of grounded, asleep, or or in control and stuff. So Sal was basically sharing her experience where she's being messed with Fantasy a little bit, and the part she's not the only one, but her daughter is also being messed, and there's a phrase she was asking a question hey, is it truth? Uh, it's not. We're not supposed to help other people to wake up because they're supposed to do it themselves. And that's the New Age thing. Hey, you can't push it. People have to do it on their own face. Now, I might be wrong. My beliefs might be different, but I just want to share my thoughts. So, I think that this sort of phrase, hey, if you push others on waking up, is bad, then you should not do that. You should not do it. So, in my thoughts, it's just one of the ways to keep people asleep. I learned about this world because I was on the internet because someone wrote an article. If I would not have read the article or looked into more things, like music videos and books and whatever, I would have not waken up probably. Probably my wake up would be different. And I believe a lot of people, Americans, for example, not saying that everyone, but there are certain Americans who hey, 9/11, terrorist is just really bad. And Princess Diana died, and she was oh, it's just terrible. These accidents, oh my God, that's please God, help us. And you look at that, and then you look at the facts where even after almost 20 years pass, and we have people and scientists and people who work there saying hey, it's an inside job. There's no way a plane could have brought Twin Towers down. And all of these things, and then you look at the facts and stuff. So I believe that once people start looking into the truth, or looking how did it happen, the government is sharing that after all so the stuff happened, and all the after the plane crash and everything burned down, they found a terrorist passport. I thought that fire sort of burns everything, and if the body's burned, and all the documents burned, and all the books burned, and the plane burned, and everything burned, but the passport somehow magically survived. How? So when you start asking questions, you look deeper into things, and you find the truth that actually doesn't fit the mainstream way of explaining things. So I believe that a lot of people, when we find the truth of how things work and we start sharing it, it's a great way to wake people up. Right now, we have Corona thing happening, oh my God, coronavirus is it's just a really bad thing out of nowhere. Don't eat bats, stay away from people. It's all bats. It's terrible. No one looking into facts that coronavirus had a patent a long time ago. It's written about, and most of our things, cancer is a man-made thing. Tons of these things are man-made. Even the Black Plague. Oh, it's just terrible. No one's looking into the fact, by. I feel it's the Book of Eden, or the Gods of Eden or something like that. But there's a book about literally ETs landing on Earth and using their poisonous stuff, and they're spraying it all over the fields and all over the crops. So in the dark, wearing hazardous suits, and they're spraying stuff. What does it look like? Fucking Green Reaper. So people oh my God, there's death, because it killed tons of people. They're being spraying the fields, you just spraying all the chemicals. It will kill everyone. It's just Black Plague. No one's looking into stuff like that. But anyway, I think that if we were able to share what we think, we can help a lot of people. And hey, we cannot help, we cannot push them, we cannot tell them about these techniques and stuff, because they have to learn it themselves. Well, how are they gonna learn it if they're never gonna read the article, if you're never gonna look into it, and if they're gonna follow the only way that's being pushed, and that's the mainstream stuff? So that's one of the things I might not agree with, or I have different beliefs about. And I think like it's actually this is the time. This is the time when people should wake up, when people should learn the truth, or should learn that, you know, not that not everything we're being told about is true. Like all the things like being pushed by mainstream media, not all of them are happening. For example, David Icke and like some other people, like, you know, they're like journalists in Germany who went to the hospital, for example, and like, you know, like, hey, like I was gonna talk to the patients of the coronavirus. He goes to the hospital and no one is there. And like the video gets published, and then like YouTube deletes it, Google deletes it, everyone bans it, and then like, you know, David Icke posts on Twitter like this post is being taken down, and he's like being censored and attacked, like, you know, hey, you're reported, man, and all this stuff is happening. Like why? It's just a video. I mean, like, we're not trying to say like it's not happening at all, but the hospital where they say where stuff is happening was not happening. Why? So why should we follow everything that the mainstream media says when you can actually look into the truth and just find things out for yourself and just make up your own mind? It's not like, you know, being pushed like, hey, believe this, believe that because we're telling so, because I know it all. No. I just have my own mind. I'm sort of open to different theories and different things that can happen. And, you know, I'm trying to say, like, hey, you too can have your own opinion. Not just, like, believe everything that the others tell you. And, you know, that's one thing. Another thing, like, you know, I guess, like, those kind of popular things, or, like, even, like, I'm all over the place. I want to talk about, like, suicide or, like, some taboo stuff, or, like, stuff being pushed by the New Age. But the thing about the New Age movement is, like, I think it started, like, as a way, like, you know, hey, people that are waking up, we're going to share information, and we're going to call it the New Age movement because we're getting better consciously, we're waking up and stuff is happening. It's a great movement, it starts, but then we know Illuminati, we know these deep states, we know the people, the dark forces, let's call them that. It all starts like in Khazaria, where these people, like, you know, like are really like bad people. They're like cannibals, they're killers, they're doing these magic rituals, and they're being banished. Like, okay, get the hell out of Khazaria. They move to Ashkenazi country, and like, you know, like, or like different place, and they move from one place to another, and then they go to Germany, and that's where, like, you know, they have their own stuff where they learn with banking, and they have their own like shop with the Rothschild connections and stuff. So with all that, like, you know, we keep moving like from a very beginning to the point where those people that were the biggest cannibals, biggest magic users, biggest killers and stuff, they're the ones that right now are high in society, taking up the highest levels and stuff, at least from a people perspective and stuff. And the thing is, they were really bad people, but their way is basically becoming an insider, like, you know, hijacking, taking things over from the inside. So what happens with the New Age movement? We have people from the other side. They're like, hey, we can do this too. We can mess things up. And they start making videos, and basically they're using their own agents or whatever you want to call them. And they just push their own people. They're going to share the truth, they're going to share their thoughts, and now we have lots of people sharing their own minds about how things work in the universe, because everyone has a way and a right to express themselves and their opinion. So these agents from the dark forces start making videos, and all it takes is just 10% of lies. They can see 90% of truth, and like, you know, we can relate it because we understand. But just 10% of lies is all it takes for us to buy into it, to not be aware of it. And what happens is now the New Age movement is a bit corrupt. We have lots of great teachers, great people, but some of them might be agents. And like a lot of them probably could have gotten their beliefs from those that like just said like 1% of lie. Like, you know, they have a great video, they share like lots of great facts, and it all makes sense. And there's that one little thing like, but you can't actually push people to wake up. They have to do it themselves. It's one of the ways to control people. It's like, you know, hey, don't help people to wake up. Don't do that stuff. And that's all it takes. They can share great techniques, great ways, great explanations, and like we can relate to it because with all the past lives that we lived. And when you hear a story about it, like, you know, yeah, you become really familiar. Why? Why are you feeling so like, hey, I can relate to that stuff when you never experienced that? At least that's what you think. The thing is, we probably did. We probably had the same experiences or something similar to it, which is why, like, when you're watching some of my videos, I see a lot of people that can relate to that stuff. They might not remember their past lives, but with the sensations, with the thoughts, with the feeling states they get, they feel like, you know, hey, this is all about me. People don't have the same sort of experience, but they have similar experiences. So we basically tap into like, you know, hey, we're talking about the past lives, I might not remember it, but I know, deep inside I know it. I've been through this. And so, if you were watching tons of videos, you might tap into some great information. But all it is just one little lie. One little thing that's false and this is a great guy, and everything goes in, and everything, we start believing stuff. But that one little part probably came in, and wasn't ingested, wasn't filtered, and now it's a thing. So there's that. I think it's just one of those ways to tell a lie and keep people asleep. Just don't push it. Why not? Why can't I teach my child some techniques to protect themselves? Hey, my kiddo can choose, hey, you want to believe in that? Just believe that. You want to believe in the world and stuff? You don't have to and stuff. So I can share my points of view. But, teaching kids to have their own opinion from the very early age is a thing. And what do you know? You probably never had that conversation with a person, and you might find out that they knew it all along, that they have amazing abilities, that they have so many things and visuals, and they can do all this stuff, but they never trusted you, because you never talked about stuff that they knew about. And they're like, hey, I have abilities and stuff, but I don't know if you would understand me. Show them that. Show them that you understand. Be curious. Ask them things. And what do you know? You might find out that some people are actually really amazing. They have great abilities. They are starseers. They have amazing stuff. And you might actually become friends, or have a better relationship. You might have a great connection. And I think that's what the world needs right now. If we can just connect and be good to each other and hey, let's talk about deeper stuff, especially right now when everyone's or most people locked down and stressing out and stuff. No, just talk to each other, connect, get to know each other. So that being said, I think another one of the big ones is suicide. Oh my god, I have to put a disclaimer. I'm not telling people to commit suicide, but a lot of people mistake me when I'm talking about this topic, suicide and the walk-in. If people would commit suicide, they would just leave this realm. And that's not supposed to happen. Oh, we should keep people in this place. We should keep people under control because, elite entities, whatever, however you believe it. But if we would see Earth as a prison planet, as a prison plane, and we humans are simple cattle, we're being used as for trading. They're using our DNA, they're using our blood, our gold, our plasma, they're trading humans, just a human trafficking, we had a child disappear here and there, and everyone's freaked out. Man, there's millions of us being taken to the space and stuff, and no one's talking about that somehow. Except, when you look into the things, only the elite is allowed to trade and do different things. We don't talk about, pedophilia in Hollywood and different things, but there's a lot of things going on. So that being said, they're trying to keep us ignorant, to keep us trapped, to keep us hey, you're squished. We know you, we know everything about you, we have your control, we're controlling your money, we're controlling your life. Here you are sitting in the house while we're running free, doing stuff, yay, that's good. And, that's one other way to control people. And if people just start committing suicide, they would literally, bye now. But the thing about suicide, and where we go after our death, I believe, which might not necessarily be true, but it's what I believe and experienced, and talking to people who passed away in my Ubis and stuff, I had enough of affirmations or people approving to what I know. And the thing is, we go to our belief system territory. So whatever you believe in, you will go to that stuff. If you believe in hell, you will go to hell. If you believe in heaven, you will go in heaven. So basically, whatever we believe in and whatever we're sort of feeling familiar with, we're gonna go there. And a lot of people can just simply break free. They don't necessarily have to go to heaven or hell. They don't necessarily have to interact with any kind of entities. They might not see the white light. There might not be any kind of, effect and soul trap. It will not happen to everyone. People can simply leave and open their eyes in the void and say, hey, wow, I'm free. This feels great. And you'll feel better than ever. Better than you ever felt on Earth. And that freedom is amazing. And I think people that experience near-death experience, people that have been out of body, they know that sort of freedom sense. And there's so much out there. It's not just one planet. It's not just Milky Way. It's not Andromeda and stuff like that. You can create your own realm. If you think about oh look, I'm just gonna imagine stuff. You imagining is actually you creating. So all it takes is for you to shift your consciousness there. Right now, You imagine like an image over there, like a mountain or something, horses or like whatever. And if you can put your consciousness into that, you are having out of body experience. And of course, this is my way of like experiencing explaining that, but it's all about how you define things. It's all about how you understand things, and that's gonna happen. So you can literally create your own realm. You can leave. You can do tons of things. And if people would massively commit suicides, people would just get out of here, and no one would stop them. Except, like, some those that are ignorant, they might have issue here and there because they would be more susceptible to beings trying to life at them. Like, we have these salespeople that are like trying to sell their stuff, and we know, like, oh, I'm not gonna answer the spam message in my email because that person is not good. Same thing, when you get out of body, when you die, there might be beings who are gonna spam you with, hey, Earth is a great place, you should go there, you should work on your karma because you've been a bad boy or girl and stuff, and they're gonna try to tell you a story or whatever. It's lots of crazy stories, and all you do is like tell you a story to keep you coming back here. You come back here, you have no memories, you don't remember your past lives, you don't remember what the hell you did. It's just like a way, like the karma thing, and like all the whole duality thing. It's a lie. It's a way to keep us here, going like just like reincarnating and just being stuck here. You can come here if you want. You can live here if you want. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. The bad thing is being trapped, having no freedom, having no sense or like knowing about it. Like, like you lived in the prison your whole life thinking that this is your house. You never seen the outside. That's not good. You should be able to leave, see the outside, and then compare where do you want to be. And decide for yourself. Not have anyone force you, not have anyone holding you down. Just like, oh, that place looks nice. I want to go there. No, you can go there because this is Earth, and you can only go there when you die, but you can't really because you're a bad boy. You should stay on Earth longer. It's the same story, So, depends how you see it. So the thing is, what I'm pushing is not suicide, not living here, because like, taboo and thing, but literally, people could leave and be free. That is the message. And we have this thing like, oh, suicide is taboo. If you're gonna commit suicide, you're gonna come back here on Earth. We're gonna have like tons of these things happening. We're gonna get like wars and stuff. Religion, karma, tons of little things pushing the idea that if you die, this is it. There's nothing else before that except heaven or hell. But you're gonna be in pain, or you're gonna be in like golden streets or whatever, engaging with God and stuff. Different stuff. But my point is like walking is basically you can leave this body, like get out of body and be free and never come back. And you are just gonna have another being who's smart and probably more intelligent than you, who's gonna come here and try to do their mission. The point of them coming here, they have their own stuff. Like, hey, I know engineering, I know stuff, I'm gonna help people wake up, or I'm gonna take over some dark forces or whatever. They have their own reasons. Some of them might get messed with. But if you know about your ability to leave, like even having out of body, you're free, no one can stop you. And, hey, if you can get out of body, check out the stuff for yourself. Check out where you want to go. How you see hell is your own way. Because literally there could be thousands or millions of realities of hell, thousands or millions of realities of heaven, hell, and all this stuff. So it all is your belief system in the end. And, my story is like, hey, I'm learning this new technique of deep dive. It's basically getting out of body, but doing the work while I'm out. And I see a lot of people who are interested in that. I see a lot of people getting better after the work we do. And another thing is like, I am learning. When I work with people and their issues, I am learning about how things work out. And there's so much out there. And other planes are not being held captive or, in prison and stuff. And we are. So anyway, I just wanted to share a few things. There's tons of ideas and tons of phrases and tons of beliefs that the New Age movement is being pushed in and stuff like that. But basically, I feel like we should be questioning a lot of things. Question me, question my videos, question what I am saying, question everything, and find out things for yourself. What I'm saying is based on my own experience in our bodies, my own talks with people who passed away and this stuff, like, hey, I get out of body, I meet like lots of people who've been here on Earth, and they will share their story, and I'm like, oh, so that's what happened when you died. And like a lot of people never went to hell or heaven, and even if they did, like, like, yeah, I've been in heaven, like it got like boring really fast, like after a few days, and I just like want to be out. So they have ability to leave, and you, like, I'm not saying like don't go to hell or heaven or whatever. It's your choice when you want to go, but literally give yourself some time, check it out, understand things when you are out of body, and go from there. So anyway, just wanted to make this video, share my thoughts. Like there's a lot of things being pushed that are actually probably not good for people, or it's kind of like little lies keeping us sort of squeezed and, like, in these size beliefs and just like limiting us. And my point is, like, all of us should be free. We have to learn, we have to get better in our own ways. We have to have the freedom to talk to each other, not push our beliefs down someone's throat, but give them something to think about. What I'm saying is something I know for myself, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be the same way in your reality. You might be like, hey, you have a nice opinion, or I don't like what you were saying at all. I have my own stuff, let me share that. Do that. Share it in the comments, like, like share your thoughts about the whole thing. There's a lot to it, so I just wanted to open it like, hey, I have great people talking to me, inspiring me and stuff, so an open topic. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching my video, supporting me. Like, my life is really good because of you, and you've probably seen the latest sessions, and you're the reason why I'm here. So I really want to thank you. So yeah, see you next video. Bye.